I've been in catering business for about 4 years now. And in my course of my entire catering business, I've never had this happen to me before.
And what is this that happened to you, ma'am?
On August 7th, Mrs. Lauer contacts me to cater an event. She's supposed to have her husband's 5-year anniversary, and she wanted a brunch style buffet with Nigerian dishes. And she contacted me, to help her cater the event. And she wanted to order some Nigerian dishes, jollof rice, fish and chicken stew, some plantains and some guacamoles, and some hors d'oeuvres on the side, sausage rolls, meat pie, and chin-chin. All this is in my scope of practice, so it was nothing to me.
Sure.
So we actually get into an agreement. I give her the price of the entire catering service,
sure,
and she agrees. So in my contract is normal for me to take a 50% deposit.
Sure. You have the contract with you today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Give everything you've got, ma'am, to my bailiff.
Here you go, Your Honor.
So I can review. Thank you.
So she signs it and she pays me a 50% deposit. The day before, this is 2 months prior to the event.
Yep.
The day before the event, she calls me at 5 p.m.
You said the day before?
Yes, the day before the
Okay.
event. She calls me at 5 p.m. Trying to add some more stuff. And prior to this, she already breached the contract. She actually hired me for 30 people, and then she added 10 more people to make it 40 people.
Your Honor.
Hold on, ma'am. I'm going to get to you, but you are going to have to wrap it up, ma'am. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. So being the first-time customer, I actually, answered to her. And
so you accommodated the 10 extra people?
Yes, I did accommodate her, yes. So the day before the event, 5 p.m., she calls me, and she's trying to place in another order. And I'm just like, I cannot do it. It's too late. The African market is already closed because they close at 4:30 p.m.
Yeah. Okay.
After much deliberation, she begs me, and I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I will add it, And then
I see this. What is fufu?
Yes, Your Honor. Fufu and egusi stew.
What is fufu?
Fufu, it's a really like a famous local Nigerian dish. She says it's her husband's favorite, and then she forgot.
What's in it? I want to know. I might want some fufu.
So fufu is just cassava. It's cassava, made into, fine flour and just, mixed with hot water.
Okay. So these are your husband's favorite dishes?
Yes, ma'am.
So you, at the very last minute, wanted this woman to do a mad dash to get the ingredients and add this to the menu.
And Your Honor, she agreed.
Well, I see here she must have because it's in the contract.
Yes.
But you also agreed, it looks like, to pay an extra $550.
Yes. Your Honor, the call time was 12 p.m. for this contract, 12 to 3. Actually, she and her team was supposed to be there, but her team got there on time. But the egusi stew was like the highlight of the event, Your Honor. The meal was supposed to be served in a grandeur way. It was supposed to have been accompanied by African dancers, and it was the opening meal.
She's responsible for the dances too?
No, she wasn't responsible for the dancers.
You hired them?
Yes, I hired the dancers. Okay. And she knew all of this. That's why I appealed to her. Okay. And she took it, Your Honor. Okay. If she wasn't going to be able to make it in time for this event, I could have gotten an alternative. I would have gotten a family member to make this meal and bring it over. Your Honor, the plaintiff ruined my event. She ruined my 5-year wedding anniversary.
Okay. Let's back up, ma'am. So you were supposed to arrive per your contract, and I am looking at the contract.
Yes, sure.
I see that it's dated, it's both signed by both parties, and it does say, ma'am, that the event was from 12 to 3. You do know that's what you agreed to?
Yes, Your Honor.
What time did you arrive?
Okay, so I arrived at 1:30, but prior to
1:30?
1:30 with the egusi stew and fufu.
Why were you an hour and a half late?
So I was an hour and a half late only because the next morning I had gone to the African store, which normally opens at 9 a.m.
Okay, so to get the ingredients for the last minute requested items that she asked for, you had to get up early to go get the ingredients.
Exactly, yes, Your Honor. But prior to this, I had gone to the store, and then, the store normally opens at 9 a.m., but they were not open. So I had to sit there and wait for 45 minutes. During the entire process, I had sent my assistant with the initial order she had placed, which is the jollof rice, the chicken, fish stew, plantain, and guacamole.
So that's this.
Yes, Your Honor,
this was the original menu, correct, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor, yes.
Okay, so these things, hold on, these things arrived on time with her team.
Yes, they did arrive on time.
So what was late
was the egusi stew and fufu.
There is a quote that I read like 20 years ago, maybe more, and it said, "Failure to plan on your part is not an emergency on my part." Is exactly what's happening here. The defendant is treating the emergency that she created as somebody else's responsibility, which only contributes to the pattern that we're seeing with her raising the guest count already and adding this last minute item last minute. They keep pushing because every previous push worked. The caterer made a mistake by saying yes to begin with, because by saying yes, she created the expectation that it would happen. If the dish was so important, why was it forgotten until after the market has closed the night before the main event? And the defendant is acting like the missing dish ruined the entire event, even though all the food arrived on time. So this tells you this is less about logistics and more about control. She wanted everything the way that she pictured it, even if she changed the picture last minute. So was the caterer wrong for agreeing and then being late? Or was the customer unreasonable for expecting a major last-minute change to happen perfectly? Let's get back.
What I'm looking at here is from you to the plaintiff. Sophia, my sister, please don't hate me. Oh, it slipped my mind. I need to add one more additional meal to the order, which is my husband's favorite, okay? Fufu and agusi stew. Please, I will call you. I know you can get it done. You say, hello, this is very late. Your brunch is tomorrow. The African market is closed. They close at 4:30. Oh, Lord, I will call you so we can discuss. I know, but we must have this dish. So you knew that this thing that was so important to your husband was late.
Yes, so, Your Honor, I knew, but she agreed to do it, Your Honor.
I know,
because I mean, Your Honor, please remember that she has 4 years of experience in this, so she should be used to things like this.
No, here's the thing. Her 4 years of experience says that she should be a professional and competent. You forgetting, procrastinating, being last minute does not make her have an emergency. That means you now have an emergency. Okay, so let me look here at this invoice. This is what you did pay, right, which is the deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this was $1,750. You received this, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now let's talk about the balance. Did you get the balance paid?
She paid me the balance at the event because when I got there late, I had met her. She was so angry.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to her what had happened, prior to this. But I'm like, hey, I'm here. And then she actually paid me the balance, but then is refusing to pay me for the egusi and stew.
Right, because this balance will mean that she has paid you a total of $3,500.
Yes,
That's all
Your Honor.
you've recovered.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that means there's $550 outstanding.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that you have not paid.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're refusing to pay.
Yes, Your Honor, because I don't believe I owe her.
Oh, that's clear to the court. All right, let the court, before I rule, I believe there's some photographs of what these dishes look like.
Yes.
Go ahead and give everything, ma'am, to my bailiff.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Prior to arriving at 1:30, she had called, and I was busy with planning the event. That's all I was busy with, so I couldn't take her call.
Oh, this is delicious. What is this, ma'am?
That's the egusi stew, Your Honor.
Is this the other?
This is the fufu. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So did you eventually you were able to deliver these dishes at 1:30?
Yes, Your Honor.
So hold on, ma'am.
Yes.
Did your husband consume the fufu?
No, because, Your Honor, she wasn't able to set up until like maybe 2, and we had a party bus that was leaving at 3:15. So like the event was like really rounding off.
Okay.
Right at the time the food arrived, and I was so angry. I told her I'm not accepting this. She could do with the food whatever she pleases. So I don't know what happened with the food.
Wait. Let me understand this now. You done made a big stink to this lady, to the court, to everybody that will listen about how important it was for your husband to get this fufu and this agusi stew.
Yes, Your Honor.
And then when the fufu and the agusi stew arrived, you said, be gone?
Yes, Your Honor, because it was supposed to be within the first 15 minutes. Your Honor, remember, they had already eaten the other food, so he was already full.
So then how don't we know? So now you're working against your interests. Keep talking.
Yeah,
you're working against your interests.
There was jollof rice. They had already consumed that.
So wait a minute, ma'am. Let's pull out the menu. You ordered all of this food.
Yes.
So how are we to know that even had she shown up on time, that your husband wouldn't have been full of the jollof rice, of the fish and chicken stew, the plantains, the guacamole? Guacamole is very filling, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
He might have been full already. And so you're not really making your case, ma'am. I'm gonna allow you a final point, and then I'm gonna rule. Go ahead.
Your Honor, if the plaintiff just allowed me to have my cultural ambience by serving the food within the first 15 minutes with the cultural dancers, I would have been really happy. That would have made my night.
I understand. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your testimony. Final word from you, ma'am?
I'm just here to, get justice, pretty much. Yes,
that's nice. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, ladies. Thank you for your evidence. Thank you for your testimony. Had the plaintiff been late for any reason that the court deemed to be unprofessional or not connected to her absolutely making her best good faith effort, ma'am, to service you as a client, I would be inclined to rule in your favor. But you yourself have admitted to the court that the reason that she was late was because you, at the very last minute, per your own admission, per your own testimony, per your own text messages, had a last-minute request to add 2 additional items. And the items require certain ingredients. And because she actually tried to satisfy you, she tried to accommodate you, your husband, and the cultural traditions, she ended up being late to circumstances I'm going to call unforeseen to her. I don't think it's easy for her to foresee. I do not think she is responsible, ma'am, of foreseeing the grocery store opening 45 minutes late. All of that set in motion a situation where she had to arrive over an hour late to your event. Now, I understand being frustrated with that. But had you put in your food request on time, none of this would have happened. It's really as simple as that. You made a request that was after hours. She accommodated it. You agreed to pay $550. She bought the fufu and the stew to the party. You have to pay this woman, ma'am. Simple as that. The court rules in favor of the plaintiff for the full amount, $550. That's my rule.
That was a fair ruling. The defendant kept repeating that the dish needed to arrive within the first 15 minutes of this event. This is interesting because it sounds less like her husband enjoying the meal and more about the actual moment itself. She wanted a reveal, a perfect scene, a reaction from the guest there. Okay. And when that didn't happen, she treated the entire thing like it was worthless. To me, this feels like it's very all or nothing. If it's not perfect, it was a disaster. If one thing goes wrong, then nothing counts. If she's disappointed, then someone needs to be blamed. This is why she ignored the 90% of the job that was done right and focused entirely on the thing that was not. Observing the caterer's behavior, it seems like she might be getting her identity by being reliable or helpful, which is why people overextend themselves instead of saying no. You can see that she kept trying to prove she was a good caterer even after the client kept moving the goalposts. Some people do not ask, is this a reasonable request? They ask, how can I make this work? That is exactly how they end up getting trapped in a situation like this. So, our big life lesson from this court case. People who cannot tolerate feeling at fault will often hand their mistake to someone else and then get angry when that person cannot carry it. So do better. Instead of asking, who can I blame? Ask, what part did I create? What was actually under my own control? Am I upset because someone else failed me or because I failed myself? One final question for you. Was the caterer really the problem? Or was the customer blaming her for a mistake she made herself? Put it in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Be sure to like, follow, and share, and I will see you soon.